Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. So the question here is, are we going to continue this trend here to the upside? And also this 41,000 resistance line is going to be broken today, because right now in a daily time frame, we still need two more confirmation from these indicators to call this an actual reversal for Bitcoin, because we know we just need the confirmation from these moving averages and also this MACD line, which is also about to enter this positive territory. Because if we see this green line, which is the 20 exponential moving average, crossing above this red line, so this means the green line at the top and red line at the bottom, also this indicators here to the downside. For example, T3CCI, which is already in a positive territory, RSI line, which is already above 50 level, and also this MACD is already in a positive territory, but the signal line, the orange line, is still in a negative territory. So that's why if this scenario, if this crossover is going to happen within this week, then the MACD line, the signal line, is also going to jump in a positive territory, indicating a possible movement here to the upside. Because in the past Bitcoin price action, whenever we have seen the confirmation from these four indicators, the trend of Bitcoin has seen a very nice movement here to the upside, right? And not just only once, you can see a smaller one, but still all four indicators flashing this bullishness has resulted to some really nice movement here in the price action Bitcoin. So that's why what we want for Bitcoin here at any cost is to flash this crossover and also this MACD line, the signal line, to jump in a positive territory to give us a proper confirmation. And also guys, let me make you aware, Famex is still providing this $1,200 bonus to our community member who sign up using my ref link and deposit at least one Bitcoin. If one Bitcoin sounds too much, you can simply register using my link and claim $10 for free. But for those individuals who are eligible to claim this $1,200 bonus, it's a great opportunity guys, because after your initial deposit, $1,200 will be credited within 24 hours at your account, and you can actually withdraw your initial deposit and only trade with free money. So that's why guys, that's why this is a great opportunity. So definitely grab it guys. I have talked about different scenarios to show you how you can actually identify this kind of reversal playing out. I also use the Williams alligator indicator. If you are not familiar with these moving averages, no problem, you can simply add this Williams alligator indicator, because according to the Williams alligator indicator, just like with the moving averages, if you see this blue line at the top and the green line at the bottom, that usually signals the trend is weakening and we could see potential downward movement. Because at the same time, you can see MACD started here in a negative territory, also the bearish MACD cross, RSI started heading below 50 level, and also the T3CCI in a negative territory. And now if we look at this Williams alligator indicator, this is clearly flashing the opposite. The green line is now at the top and the blue line is at the bottom. That usually indicates when the trend is preparing itself for another movement here to the upside, because with each and every movement, you can see the green line was always at the top and the blue line was always at the bottom when the trend was heading in an upward direction. So right now, this is also what we are witnessing with price action of Bitcoin. So if any sort of a pullback is going to happen, this Williams alligator indicator could be actually acting as a strong line of support, and price after that could be seeing this continuation pattern playing out. Because here you can see when we had this pullback, price did manage to find support, and also this blue line was always at the bottom and again started this new move here to the upside. So with each and every pullback, you can see this Williams alligator indicator or this moving averages acted as a very strong line of support. So that's why right now, according to these moving averages or this Williams alligator indicator, the price of Bitcoin is actually preparing itself for another movement here to the upside. So let's see how this one is going to play out, because the indicators now are slowly flashing very bullish. And not just only that, yesterday we did talk about this scenario playing out for Bitcoin. I told you guys that this price movement here, along with this Elliott wave theory, right, doesn't matter whichever scenario you look like, right now a strong line of resistance that is sitting around 41,000 must be flipped as a support. This 41,000 resistance line, which is actually holding the price plenty of time, must be broken if the trend of Bitcoin wants to clearly head here in an upward direction. So this means the 41,000 resistance line must be actually converted into support line. So that's why unless the price of Bitcoin is not going to break out of this 41 range, we should still be careful, because the price here could see more of a range bound type of scenario before again trying to break here in upward direction. Because flipping this resistance line into support could also invalidate this theory from Wyckoff, because according to the Wyckoff market cycle, the price of Bitcoin is in a redistribution phase here, right? Redistribution phase, because after this actual distribution, we are going to see redistribution and a possible movement here to the downside. But now, since the price has shown this really nice bounce of this 30,000 range, we are approaching again this very, very important line, because I just showed you this 41,000 resistance line is one very, very important line we have to break if the price wants to see this another impulsive movement playing out. Because in the past Bitcoin price action, this line here to the upside was a very, very important line of resistance. So that's why right now we might be getting gravitated towards this 41,000 price area. But to call this an actual reversal, as I've already said you, the 41,000 resistance line must be flipped as a support line. Only after that we are calling this as an actual trend reversal for Bitcoin. So this is one scenario that we have to take into consideration. And also, if you look at this in a smaller time frame, you can see, guys, this CPI indicator, which is the leading indicator, has already plotted us the possible upward price target. So this R1 line is sitting around $41,385 at this current state. So this line is an area where we might be getting gravitated at this current stage. So if this line here is going to not turn as a resistance and as a support, then this is a very, very bullish scenario, guys. Why? Because we only have few more days until a new month starts. So that's why the next month CPI could be a ascending CPI, because in a downtrend, the CPI lines is not going to act as a support, it's going to act as a resistance. And with each and every movement, you can see the line here is going to act as a resistance and price is heading to the downside. But if we start forming a new ascending CPR, then this is going to indicate the price here could find support, and also the trend here might be slowly reversing, because when the trend started heading to the upside, you can see the price always found support at this CPI lines, and also the CPI line was an ascending CPI. So that's why price breaking above this 41,000 and finding support above that is also going to indicate here a very, very bullish scenario if you look at this price action through this CPI indicator, which is a leading indicator and one of my favorite indicator. And yesterday I showed you guys the price of Bitcoin was forming this very nice double bottom type of scenario, because we knew that this price movement here was getting a strong resistance from this neckline area, right? You can see, because we had this pullback, the price pullback ended exactly at this neckline area. If you look at the price action, you can see here this neckline was always an important line of resistance. And when the price had this pullback yesterday, guys, we ended our rally exactly after reaching the neckline area, which converted into support. And now we are seeing this bounce here to the upside. And not just only that, we also said if we want to call this and reversal here to the upside, I added this Fibonacci line, because according to the Fibonacci line, when the price yesterday was finding a very, very hard time to break in upper direction, I told you that this could be a dead cat bounce type of scenario. And in dead cat bounce, the price is never going to close above this 0.5 or this 0.618 Fibonacci level. And now if you look at the price action, you can see once we broke out of this 0.5, you can see price started a new rally, also broke above this 0.618, and now this trend is continuing from there on. So that's why you can see, if you want to know the possible scenario or the possible price target, what we can do here in a very simple way, guys, is add this Fibonacci extension line. Because according to the Fibonacci extension line, if we look at this price movement from this low till this high, right, until the pullback area, then right now what we can see here, this Fibonacci extension line is actually pointing out the next possible target is also this 0.786, which is around 41,668, and this 100% Fibonacci extension level. So for this area right now, if this trend is going to continue, as you can see, the $41,668 is our potential upward target. But until we reach there, we also have this very, very important line of resistance at 41,000 that should be flipped into support if this trend wants to continue. And any sort of a pullback, this same Fibonacci lines are going to be a very, very important line of support. For example, 39,750, the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, and this line here, 38.20, that is $38,959 as a potential support line for Bitcoin. Because if you look at this in a bit different way, you can clearly see, because this price movement could be looked by using this trend line here, this rising trend line, because any sort of a pullback, we are aware this line here, the rising trend line, is not just only showing us the possible trend direction, but also could be acting as a strong line of support. So if we would see any sort of a pullback, then we are aware this rising trend line here in a 4-hour could be acting as a support, and after that the price here could be possibly continuing here to the upside. So that's why what we want right now is this 41,000 resistance line to turn as a support, and if that is going to happen, then guys, the price of Bitcoin is more likely to continue its journey here to the upside. So these are some of the scenarios I thought sharing it to you into this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.